I got the horse right here, the name is Paul Revere, and here's a guy that says if the weather's clear, can do.
Hello, racing fans, and welcome back to another edition of Handicapper's Corner, brought to you by the Derby Bar and Grill. I'm Mike Heads, and we're going to be joined today by our Daily Racing Forum correspondent, Randy Golding, subbing for Drew Forster, who's on assignment. But great to have Randy here. We have 7 races on tap on the Sunday program. No racing Saturday. We will race Sunday and the holiday Monday. We do have 8 races on the Monday, but Sunday racing starting at 1:50, and the Chris Loseth is the feature.
Oh, it's a great card. It's one of the best of the year, I think. And an 11-horse stakes race to cap things off. We don't get that very often, and it's a great race. 3-year-old stretching out, most of them.
Heading for the Derby.
Yeah, and going to mile and 16 for the first time, a lot of them, and so that throws in another complex part of the puzzle.
No, I know. Okay, let's get into the Sunday opener, Randy. We've got 2-year-olds here going 3.5 furlongs in a $75,000 claiming event. I've landed on the 4 Notice for the Canmore Farms, and Mark Kluche is off to a great start this year. Good runner-up effort to Vintage Man. The third place horse, Move On, came back to run well in his next start. I just thought Notice looked pretty good. Experience is a big key at this 3.5 furlong trip, and the horse did come back to work 5/8, which doesn't mean a lot for this race, but still, I just think Notice is going to be pretty tough. I put the 5 McMurphy in for second, a colt by Lina David. Patty Leaney's looks like she's got this one primed, ready for a good effort out of the mare I Want a Duster, who was a Felicella mare that they purchased out of the sale, and this one didn't cost a lot of money. McMurphy, and it looks like she's got a nice little bargain here in McMurphy. And the one for third, the hybrid, didn't run great in its debut, but still 39-3 is pretty fast time. The horse did get some experience, was 4 wide, didn't get the best of trips, gets inside, maybe break better, could gate drill in 23-4, so perhaps the hybrid will be a little quicker out of the latch, going that 3, the second time out. I went 4, 5, and 1.
Yeah, it's hard not to go with Notice.
Yeah.
She didn't break that well. No. She broke actually kind of sluggishly and finished full run to finish second to Finish Man, who was coming off a second place finish.
Yeah, horse had experience on it.
In a race that the track record was set. So, yeah, Finish Man was figured to win that race. And I went with Horse second. He's first foal out of Architecture, a 3-time stakes winner too. So there's good early breeding, and like you, I agree with McMurphy. He's been working well. It's a colt. He's been working well, and I Want a Duster won the Sadie Diamond Futurity, so there's good early breeding there too.
Yeah, so Randy's going to go with the 4 Notice, the 465 in the Sunday opener. On to race number 2, and onwards a 3 for fillies and mares, 8,000 claimers going 6.5 furlongs. I ended up on the 2 Carol's Command. I'm going to try this one. I think there's some speed in here. The 1 I Notice is going to go. I just think the 5 Palace Green has some speed. The 6 Coco Gogo is going to be prominent. Gold Girl. Carol's Command ran against tougher fillies and mares last year as a 3-year-old, and I thought she ran pretty good in a non-2, non-3 16 against Morning. She ran into Morning Blurs twice after she broke her maiden, and it really soured her up for the rest of the year. But she's turned in 2 good efforts. I thought she was really good last time. I know that's not a big number, a 39 buyer is terrible, but I just think she's going the right way. A 4-year-old that I think could get the right trip, and that's the only reason I'm going to take this one at maybe 8 or 10 to 1. I put the 6 Coco Gogo in for second. She's live in here. She just won this condition. Probably going to be tough to beat again. And I put the 1 I Notice, a 3-year-old filly tackling older. Just got beat by Maury Girl, sprinting, and did have to do some battling on the head end, but she's probably going to have to do it again today. But still, she's probably going to be one of your choices, but I thought she was live as well. But I just tried Carol's Command. I went 2, 6, and 1.
I can't argue with it. It's a wide open race.
It is wide open.
I think any of them can win it. I went with Peach Pike. She's dropping from a $25,000 optional race where she was well over her head, and the drop doesn't bother me because they claimed her for $10,000. This might have been where she should have been all along, and so I think she showed some run in that race, and like you said, there's some speed. She should be running late and could get up in time. Tattooed Kitty. Phil Hall. The race that she's coming out of at Turf Paradise had five next out winners. Yeah. So that's a better race than you think. And she had a steady leaving the starting gate. So that was a good effort, better than it looks on paper. And she was facing a good group. 5 next out winners.
Looks like she's worked well too.
Yeah, and she's worked well. And anything out of Phil's barn, you have to take seriously. And a Notice, I think, Kluche dropping in price, but moving. Technically she's facing older horses, but reasonable speed numbers, speed on the rail. She should be in the mix
Dangerous.
early, but yeah, it's a wide open race.
So Randy goes 4-3-1 in race number 2. On to the third race. Fillies and mares here. Actually, 3 and 4-year-old fillies. Non-winners a 3 lifetime going 6.5. Tough to get by the Anita Bolton pair here of Cypress Park and Northern Storm. I think they're both pretty live in here. I went Cypress Park on top. Nice win first time out. She's going to be your favorite, but certainly looked good defeating next out winner Sharp Contrast and Lady LaRue. Just ran into a very good filly in Tony Ann's Miracle, and I guess the connections just don't want to stretch her out just yet, and they're going to sprint her, take advantage of her conditions, and Cypress Park looks pretty good to me. I put Northern Storm in for second. Ran against older mares last time against Omi, open older mares. That's a tough race. I thought she boxed on well and looked good, and I think she could be if Cypress Park doesn't win, I think the barn could win the race with Northern Storm. And I put the 4 Classic Statement in for third. Another 4-year-old in here, tackling a lot of 3-year-old fillies. Classic Statement, another one coming out of the Omi Northern Storm race. Better pace scenario, I think, maybe in here for her. She might come late and pick off a few horses. She had no pace to run out last time and just ran in just an ordinary race, but I think she's better than that. I went 1, 2, and 4.
Yeah, I agree with one sort of worry, and that it was her half-mile work in 53. That was not very impressive from all reports. So, but this seems like the right spot. Instead of the stake, use your conditions. She's in very good hands with Anita Bolton, who wins high percentage of races. And I went with Northern Storm third for all the reasons you said, but I went for under par second. Very impressive win last time. There is other speed, but she drew the outside post, so she might be able to stalk.
Yeah.
And if she can, she could be very dangerous. Very impressive win last time under Aaron Greider, and came back with a strong work June 24th. Pull it, 5 furlong move, and Clue Chase. Everything's running out of that barn. So
they're doing great.
I give her a big chance. Lightly raced, could have lots of upside. So I went with 1-7-2.
Yep, 1-7-2 for Randy in race number 3 out of the 4th race. This says kick off the late pick 4, maiden $4,000 claimers going 6 1/2 furlongs. The 5, Blame It on the Whiskey, or on Whiskey. Blame It on Whiskey ran a good second to Desi. Was up, missed the break, rushed up. Desi won easy, coming from almost last to first, but I was pretty impressed with the race, and I think this one was worth following back. I put the 4-horse Russian Thrill in for second, gets back into a sprint. Was an okay second to New Dreams last time. I didn't really love anyone in this race. It's tough to hang your hat on any particular horse in this one, and I put the 9 Transplant in for third. Popped and stopped, was really washy in the paddock first time out, and washy on parade. Really was sent pretty hard from the 11 hole after not breaking great, and this horse really did flatten out the last part. And I think he'll be a little bit better. I left out Sir Roosevelt. I didn't. Like I said, I didn't love anyone in this race. I think this. I think the 5 horse would be. I really like, and after that, I don't really care for, I don't have everyone else looks the same to me, but I think Blame It on Whiskey is the horse. I went 5, 4, and 9.
I had 5 third, and I agree. She ran a big race. First time, he ran a big race first time out after a poor start. But I went with the 2, Fashionable Gold. I mean, his 2 previous sprints would win. I think they would win this. And then he tired going a route of ground. He's basically eased 41 lengths. His trainer does a good job with her small stable. They all run. She won a race the other day. And so I think cutting back her sprint is going to help him a lot. Sir Roosevelt, I don't know what happened to the second start, because he looked like death and taxes.
No excuse.
And just didn't fire. Very disappointing, but I'd give him another chance. And I went with Blame It on Whiskey third. And I agree with Transplant. He stopped quickly, but he went fast. He's going to be in front. And once again, he drew an outside full, so he might have to use him. But if he looks better, like I said, if he looks better in the paddock than he did, if he's not all washed out,
check him out in the paddock.
Something to look at.
If he's really washy again, then maybe he's going to be a little runaway again. But we'll see. Hopefully, it looks a little better in the paddock. On to the 5th race, $25,000 older horses. Good race here, mile and 16. I ended up on the 6th, Dashing Dawn. This horse can sprint, he can rout, he can come from off the pace, he can be on the lead. He's a versatile type, and I think that'll do him some favors in this race. And I don't see a ton of speed in here. I think he gets the lead. Maybe sits off of the 1 all under control. He's faster than Ida Goodest, and the 2, 3, and 4 don't have speed. I just think he gets a really good trip sitting off of all under control, and I think he'll be tough to beat from there. If he doesn't win, Square Dancer will win. A good runner-up effort.
Maybe.
Stable. Yeah, no, one of these days. In a couple of years. But a good runner-up effort to his stablemate, Don't Hold Me Back, who just freaked and ran a huge race and won 44 and 2, and the track wasn't fast that day. That was a really good effort by Don't Hold Me Back. So Square Dancer ran well, and I put the 8 Silvertown. He'll win one of these days. I don't know if it's going to be today, but he's another one live at the 25,000 level. I went 6, 2, 8.
Yeah, I reluctantly went with Square Dancer.
Yeah.
Because he hasn't won for ages.
Hardly trustworthy. Yes.
Yeah, but he tries hard every time.
He does. He
And
runs well.
Third start off, off a layoff. Sometimes the horse is best. Run a great race last time. I think there will be an honest pace. I think the one's going to go. I think Silvertown, breaking it outside, is going to have to send once he gets going.
Yeah, well, so that's the key factor. That'll determine Square Dancer's fate probably if Silvertown is really pushed for the lead.
Exactly. Yeah.
'Cause that'll really push Dashing Dawn then.
And I had a good. He's the kind of horse I like, as opposed to Square Dancer. He's learning how to win. He's won his last two, getting better each and every start. 4-year-old. So a lot of times you see 4-year-olds
Right.
improve dramatically. He obviously likes Hastings 2 for 2
Yeah,
at the
he
track.
loves it.
And Dashing Dawn, I agree with everything you said. He's going to be forwardly placed. He's
He's a lot. He's
3-time
gonna be short
winner at the
priced, but-
district. Yeah, it's. But it's. Yeah, I think it's a great race. I went with 2-5-6.
On to the 6th race, our feature event, the Chris Loseth, named of course after the Hall of Fame rider that won over 3,500 races here at Hastings. Field of 11 here, going a mile on the 16th. This is a tough. I mean, there's nothing. It's something totally new. All these horses only ran at most long once last year, and so it's tough to really gauge which ones will move forward with the extra quarter mile from their last race. And I went with the 5 Weekend Wizard, and I don't have. He did have a terrible trip last time. He's 3 and 4 wide the whole race. Was on the wrong part of the racetrack and just speed did well. The inside horses, Wise Market, Argosy Fleet, and Sue's the Boss, all scooted up the inside, and Weekend Wizard was out quite deep. He's a better horse than that race indicates. And can he go long? I have no idea, but I just think the way he relaxes. And the way he, his breeding says yes. The way he relaxes says yes. And I just think he'll be a better horse. We're nice to see Richard Hamill back in the tack. This will be his first ride back since the opening couple of weeks when Weekend Wizard actually was on May 5th, Kentucky Derby week. That was the last time Richard rode. But Weekend Wizard for Craig McPherson, I think I'm going to try him. I put the 7 Argosy Fleet. Unlucky loser last time. He was best. Just couldn't get out. And Wise Market kind of got the jump on him. Rico Walcott in town to ride and for Blaine Wright. He's had a great start to the meet. Only run 5 horses, 3 wins in 2 seconds. Of course, they're all in stakes races. But Argosy Fleet, if the horse can go long, he's a mine shaft out of a Chester House mare. The distance says, or the pedigree says yes. But of course, anytime you only see 4.5, 5.5, and 6.5 furlong races, you still have to question whether the horse can go long. And I put the 3 Tito Chip coming in from Woodbine for Claymore Barnes and Craig McPherson. Obviously, the horse has been sent here. Might not have cared for the poly track there, and this might be a good chance for Craig to win a Derby again. And I think Tito Chip's got a big chance. A good workout since arriving here, and might get a good pace as well. So I went 5, 7, and 3, but I've left out Wise Market. A lot of horses. He's the reason. This is a good. Sue's the Boss, who's run well. Ezekiel. This is a good race.
It's a very good race. It's a very contentious field. Yeah. So I mean, you could see about 4 or 5 different possibilities. I went with Argosy Fleet. He had a rough trip last time. He was crying to run on the turn. Nowhere to go.
Nowhere to go.
And I love the way when he did get clear, the way he finished. He finished full of run, like he wants more distance. He's a half brother to a horse that won 4 routes. Yeah. So I think it's by mind. Pedigree says route. So I went with him. Not a real strong conviction, but it's Blaine Wright. Nice 2 solid works at Emerald since he ran. You got to give him a big chance. I went with He's the Reason for second.
I didn't want to give up on him. But.
I'm not giving up on him. I'm going to give him a chance here. I think that 110 and change work was took a little out of him before his last start. He looked so impressive working, but he was too close to the race, and sometimes that He left the race on. Like they say, he
Left
left
it on
the
the track
race
in the
on the
morning.
track. I went with Tito Chip third. $50,000 starter horses. A Gulfstream are pretty tough. I mean, we saw that filly. What's from Greg McPherson?
Jacob's
Jake-
Rocket Girl.
No, the one for fun. We'll be talking about her later. But anyway, Romp come from Gulfstream and just destroyed our Here's Hannah and the really good mares.
Oh, Tony Ann's Miracle.
Tony Ann's Miracle, that's her name. I couldn't remember the name on top of my head. But so similar in some regards.
Right.
He had a rough trip in the Wando too. That was a pretty rough trip. I don't know if he loved the Tapeta, and
That's what I was thinking. Like that's just okay on the Tapeta, and maybe that's why they've sent the horse out here, and obviously a little easier company than Woodbine as well.
And Wise Market, how do you not like a horse
Yeah,
like
he's a
him?
cool horse.
And
he just
depends-
racks up money and
depends
those
on
respects.
the-
Rodney Dangerfield type
Yeah,
horse.
and depending on the pace. He gets in front, he just keeps on clicking.
Keeps on going.
I went with 7-4-3, but
A lot of chances. In
yeah,
the,
it's a great betting
and the
race.
218.
11 horses. And
Yeah, the
Great
Chris
race.
Ellis of the race is really interesting. On to the seventh and final, $4,000 non-winners, the two fillies and mares going 6.5 furlongs. I went 4 to the 4. Where's My Jenny on the class drop? Just missed for the 8 and gets into a non-2-4. So this is it was in a non-3-8 last time. So I think she's really, really alive. Gets Amadeo Perez. Put the 1 Kodiak Rose in for second. She just missed as well. Actually finished ahead of Where's My Jenny. Those two are interchangeable for me. And I put the 3 That's It, who was the runner-up last time at this level, but I think the race has come up a little tougher for her, so I put her in the 3rd spot. I went 4, 1, and 3.
yeah, I can see that. I went with Kodiak Rose. I don't like that she was a vet scratch when she was in.
Agreed. Yeah, a
For
little
8,000
concerned.
last
She come back and
time.
worked in 47.
But the 47
yeah.
work was strong. She galloped out strong. Everything about that work was very strong. I liked her. I give Cassidy's Finality a chance here. First start of the year, held in a long time. And now, the second start, I don't know, she may have bounced. These horses sometimes they run a big race first time out after layoff. Next time out, it takes a little bit out of them. But she came back to work. 2 strong works after her last start. She could take him a long way. And Cole Harbor, I think she's sitting on a big race. Her race in Phoenix, she got off to a bad. She went really wide on the turn. And I see Gonzalez goes to her, does very good work with Phil Hall. So I can see her running a big race. Second time out, second off the layoff for a sharp trainer. And of course, Where's My Jenny? Everything you said about her makes sense. I don't like the fact that she's had this many starts and only has
Correct,
one.
I know, 1
That's
for
what,
15,
that's
but
the
she's
one
been in
thing
some salty spots.
so I
But
like
anyway,
to, I like to go for the horses that have, have up more
more
upside.
value.
But anyway, it's a good betting race. I went 1-7-6.
Well, that'll do it for our analysis of the Sunday afternoon program. Next up on screen will be a quick recap. There we go. Back in race number 1, I did go to the 4-horse Notice. I went 4, 5, and 1. Race number 2, I did go to the 2 Carol's Command over the 6 and 1. Race number 3, I went to the 1 Cypress Park 1, 2, 4. Race number 4, I went to the 5 Blame It on Whiskey. I'm going to go 5, 4, and 9. Race number 5, I went to the 6 Dashing Dawn over the 2 Square Dancer and the 8 Silvertown. 5th race, or 6th race, pardon me, our feature race. I went to the 5 and try Weekend Wizard. 5, 7, 3 for me and the Chris Loseth. And in the 7th and final, I went to the 4 Where's My Jenny. I'm going to go 4, 1, and 3. Next up on screen will be, here comes Randy's picks. There they are.
I went, first race, actually my best bet of the day.
4,
is
6, 5.
Notice, I went 4-6-5. I think Notice looks very tough in there. The second, the 4th, 3-1, Peach Pike, I think fits a lot better here than she did in her last start. It's a good race. The 3rd race, Cypress Park, with some trepidation about her work on June 21st, but, they don't always, that barn doesn't always work in that fast.
No.
So. Fashionable Gold cutting back to a sprint in the 4th race, 2-6-5. That's in Sir Roosevelt just going to throw out his last race to give him another chance.
Give him another shot. Why not?
Then Square Dancer, who's been a while, a long time
Okay.
before drinks, but maybe today's the day with the improving Ida Goodis second and Dashing Dawn third. That's 2-5-6. 6th race, I went with the 7-4-3. 7 being Argosy Fleet, who had a rough trip. I think he has a pedigree to go a mile and 16th. The 4, he's the reason. I'm going to give him another chance.
Why not?
And he worked a good 7 furlongs, and so he should get the distance as well. And Tito Chip might not have cared for Tapeta, but he's a winner in Florida. And those are tougher horses at Gulfstream than they
Yes,
are
they
here.
are.
Kodiak Rose, in the last race, I went 1-7-6. Kodiak Rose. Great work on June 17th. I think everything is well despite her being a vet scratch.
All right, thanks everyone for tuning in to Handicapper's Corner. Our next edition will be Monday. We of course race on the holiday Monday. First race at 1:50. We do have 8 races. A little extended. Put you to work with one more race, and we've been on the old sevens lately. But we're at 8 race card on the holiday Monday. Happy Canada Day to everyone, and we look forward to seeing everyone on the holiday Monday card as well. On behalf of Randy, thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll see you next time here on Handicapper's Corner.
I got the horse right here, the name is Paul Revere, and here's a guy that says if the weather's clear, can do